Hi, Dave. Where did you, or why did it end up going south on you guys in that 4 minute span in the third period? Was that something that was building, or it came out of nowhere?
I thought it was a I mean, it was a pace game. Second period was really lots of pace. Um, I thought we had some chances in the second period. Cass had a couple real good chances to extend the lead. Then we came out in the third, and they pushed, and we made a couple mistakes, and it ended up in the back of our net, and then we chased it.
A few games. I mean, it's tough to play a great 60 minutes every night because there's two teams out there. But you've had a few games here where you've just let it go with a few minutes worth of lapses here and there. Does this mean that you're right there? You just have to shore up a couple of things, or is it a symptom of a problem that's a little
No,
bigger
I
than?
mean that's the game goes like that. You make mistakes here or there. I mean it's capitalizing on mistakes, but we yeah we got beat a couple times and it cost us tonight.
Jason Greger, TSN 1260.
Dave, Connor said he liked the 40 minutes to start again his last game, and then you kind of had that lull. Do you agree with that assessment? Did you like the overall play, and was it just the lack of finish in the second period that maybe was the biggest undoing?
No, it was a tight game. I mean they were pushing pretty hard. I thought our power play really, executed well early. Um, our power play scored. We had two attempts in the first period, but they were both scored very quickly. So it didn't seem like we had a power play, and we took three penalties against. So it felt like that they were spending more time in our end because of the penalty situation. Second period was just there was pace back and forth. Um, like I said, I thought Cass had a couple real good. Cass had a chance, and Neil had an open net, and we could have pushed the game to 4-3 or 4-2, and we couldn't push the game along. And then when you do that and make a couple mistakes, it goes the other way.
After McDavid scored, can you take us through? Were you thinking of a timeout at all at that point to go right back to them?
Yeah, we were, but we wanted to get a short shift out of that one group. Dabo and them were awful tired. And if you take a timeout then, that's 150, so they got to play that whole 150. We were trying to get 30 seconds so we'd have a timeout, so they'd play the last minute and 30, but you'd have a timeout to take if, midway through there. So it was right on that point where if you take your timeout then, you got to play them for 2 full minutes, and that's a long time at the end of a game.
Bob Stauffer, 630 Ched.
Dave, you made some changes to the lineup. Can you assess the performance of Jones and then Karen Russell?
Jonesy was all right. He was quick. He moved some pucks all right. JJ gave us some help on the PK. Russell, that's exactly what we expected of him. He got an assist on just some hard work and grind in the corner, but the line was okay.
Jim Matheson, Post Media.
Uh, Dave, the goals that Winnipeg scored, they were all right around the net. Is that disturbing? They didn't come off the rush or anything like that. They were looked like they were beating you to the pucks, more physical or whatever it was. But the goals were scored from 10 feet.
There's a puck battle right at the crease, and you got to be strong in there. And we've given up a couple here the last few games. We addressed some of that with video this morning, but we got to get deeper into it. It's a strength in front of the net that you got to have.
This was one of the rare nights where it wasn't the Scheifele and Wheeler and Connor. It was the line with Stastny and especially Ehlers and Cobb.
Mm-hmm.
Did they do something different, or would you just had a tough time with them?
No, they're good players too. Everybody has good players.
Mark Spector, Sportsnet.
Yeah, last one for me on Tyson Barrie. Not doing as much in the offensive end to make up for his work in the defensive end by the looks of it. Does he need to settle down and concentrate on being a defenseman here?
Well, yeah, you got to do both sides of it. His game is got to be some good puck movement and creative play on the offensive blue line, and there's been glimpses of it, but not enough of it.
Thank you.
Ryan Rashog, TSN.
Just in the bigger picture here, Dave, through 8 games, how far away are you from the game you want to be throwing out on the ice every night? Like how much work is there to do here in your estimation, and how far are you from it?
Well, you're always continuing to work. We've been working since day one. So I thought the trip we actually played some, probably the best, other than a couple of periods against Vancouver in the second game. That's the best we played these last the 4 games on the trip. And there's still some spots that we can certainly clean up, but there were some steps in the right direction. We still gotta keep pushing ahead here. We gotta get a lineup where we feel like we're solidified, where you got people doing the job, and we're not there yet.